Okay, this is going to be a quick 5-minute video on at least a part of the IEP. I'm going to walk through each one of these pieces, and then probably there'll be a second video to finish it up. So to start with, this cover page is pretty standard. The stuff at the top, if you're using this for the assignment for 473, then this is basically use the information from the case study, fill in the blank with appropriate data. Please note that eligibility happens after eligibility, or after reevaluation, or after an evaluation. So you find that if the student is eligible for special education services based upon assessment data gathered in the form of actual normative assessment data, like achievement tests or something like that, or also classroom data, stuff collected from parents, stuff collected from students, and so forth. So you got eligibility is found as a result of evaluation or reevaluation. Reevaluation happens every 3 years, and the IEP should be renewed every year that the child is still found eligible. And so it's a 12-month spiel. The IEP meeting should happen prior to when the IEP needs to be finalized and be active. The IEP is given to the parent, and the meeting is notified to the parents at least a couple weeks before. I did it 4 to 8 weeks, depending on what was going on at the time. And then also the date the student is involved, and it says if the transition is being discussed, that's fine, but there are other reasons to do that too. The participants that are involved are people like the student, the parent, but also general education teacher, special education teacher, someone who's a diagnostician, data, a school administrator, and any other related service folks, and anybody else the parents want to invite. So it could be OTs, PTs, advocates, and so forth. The next bit is a page that we often skip. These are related behavior issues, limited English proficiency, blind visual impairment, and so forth. These are related to special education case law, and they're basically in there to make sure that we are meeting those particular needs and not being prejudiced against the child as we decide on services. And those are done as like note-taking exercises during an IEP meeting. The present level performance pages, there's 2 of them. This page is a narrative of the student. I would say start positive, end positive, and in the middle is data that is organized and clearly explained. So if you put that a child has a standard score of 90 on the mathematics composite score, the Wilcox-Johnson, then you need to talk about what that means. And usually examples are really good, and you can provide information for the student or for the parent and the student, whoever else has to read it. Your narrative should be written in a way that's very clear, objective, and it's very accessible. So you got 2 pages there. The next bit is whether the students can be participating in the VAP. The VAP is a Virginia Alternative Assessment Program, and it's primarily for people with cognitive disabilities that are in this moderate, severe, and profound ranges, sometimes mild, depending. And is this child going to be participating? There's a VAP criteria page towards the end of this document. When it comes to diploma status, the advanced studies in the standard diploma are what general education kids usually pursue. Modified has a modification to the standards of learning assessment that would be a non-standard modification. The student would be reading and doing a reading test and having somebody read passages and so forth. The certificate of program completion means that they did not complete the standards of learning assessment and did not gain credit for that particular course. GED is what most of us know about, and the special diploma is for people that are working on aligned standards of learning, ASLLs, and the special diploma is primarily for people with cognitive disabilities in the moderate, severe, and profound range. Going down a little bit, projected graduation exit date is what are they, and if they are they going to be hitting their age of eligibility, which is 18, and then you need to make sure that the student has what's called a summer. And the secondary transition status, are they going to be going towards that secondary transition, life skills, community skills, and so on. All right, in my last 45 seconds on this video, I'm going to start the annual goal and say that it has to be you write it here, and it has to be a very measurable goal, so it's given a certain circumstance, following conditions, or the following action is performed to the following level of criteria. And so it might be folding laundry, given these particular devices, folding laundry without error would be an example. You put in how you're going to evaluate, and pick a couple, don't pick 6. And then at the bottom, if this was a real IEP, you would put anticipated date, actual date, and then the progress